It all began there, in the far reaches of the lost away lands, where the cascades blossomed in many stories. But what exactly happened there, you may ask? I mean, what story would I want to tell you? Would I whisper about the enchanted lands where the paintings came to life in the clear night skies? There is, of course, the story of the poetic music that sang from the White Palace every night at the strike of 12, singing to the land of love. But what if the girl with the flaxen hair story isn't just her story, but everyone's story, your story, a story that begins when the sounds of the water come to life. On the darkest of days, you guided me. You showed me the eternal love to keep going. You saw my heart and knew I was still there.
Oh, can you just stop it?
What thoughts?
When the fuck was
You know
what?
exactly why I had to make him go away.
You didn't have to make him leave.
Get rid of him. I can still hear you in your voice.
Don't you think it's a shame, Angela, that we never get to hear this kind of beauty conjured up in your world anymore?
Who are you?
I feel I'm what Debussy tried to get across with his music, which is odd because you already knew that. Do you need a reminder of what music can do, Angela?
There was a door. Over there.
Where has it gone?
But was there ever a door to begin with?
Yes. Otherwise, how else would I be here?
Why is it you've got to walk through a door to be here, my dear friend? Tedious challenge trying to describe something you don't understand.
You're wrong. I'm inside the lift. The one from the corridor.
Or were?
This is our palace.
Who is that little girl?
She was once from an old fairy tale. One that is yet to find its happy ending.
Hey, you. It's nice to meet you.
Blue is the prettiest colour. All pretty things should be blue. Maybe that's why they're arguing again.
Who's arguing, sweetie?
The voices. Always shouting. Always disagreeing. Talon's the only one who knows this. I tell him all my stories. Always listens. Never forgets. Knows me better than anyone.
Maybe you could share one of those stories. It would stay between us.
We wrote a poem together once. A story that could only dance. Cold as the coldest embers. Past as the days that set. While only one remembers. And all the rest forget. But one remembers yet.
I know those words. That poem, those words, why did I know them? Why did I feel something?
They're words, Angela. They're meant to be felt.
Where did that child go? How did she even get here? Hey! Stop pretending you're not here and tell me who that little girl was.
She was a chapter, Angela. Only a small one. A couple of pages at most.
Okay, brilliant. A riddle. That's not what I'm asking. All I want is a fucking answer to why she was here.
You're speaking to me as if these answers don't already exist. Like you don't know what you desire the most. That's not true, is it?
Stop talking to me like you understand this feeling.
I understand you more than you can imagine, my friend. I understand the feeling.
No, you don't. And it means something. She meant something. And all I want to know is why. I just want you to tell me. Be honest. It's all I've ever wanted.
Anger doesn't solve problems, Angela.
Why has it got to be anger? Why is it that you get to choose what I'm feeling, analyze my every sentence and movement?
You love your questions, don't you? Tell me, do you ever ask yourself these questions? Maybe that's where you'll find all these answers.
It's straining, having you there and helping in no way.
What if it's the denial in you that's causing this strained anger? I mean, what's the easiest way to solve a problem? Deny it exists, of course. which paves a way in for the anger to stew its own narrative. Your eyes, they are home to so much pain, decaying like they belong there.
Why do I feel like this? Empty, incomplete. What just happened?
It's your unspoken anger, the one that rots within you, decaying your own story. Something I cannot let rot me, Angela.
You wouldn't be the first. I scare everyone away. But not everything bad has to be dangerous. Where did you go? I felt like I woke up in the middle of nowhere, alone. I was scared.
To where you should be going.
This was never... This isn't a dream.
Wise words, Angela. May I ask where those shoes are from? Can't remember? Or don't want to remember? Or are you the one that remembers yet?
You know what's a weakness? Violence.
Ever fucking wondered why you think everything I do is weak? Maybe it's because you're the weak one.
When was it?
What? When the fuck was what?
When was it that you decided to stop caring? Was it when your God gave up on you? Maybe?
He never gave up on me. That's not how it works.
Marrying you must have been a mistake then. Letting you in must have been a mistake. Letting my child...
Our child!
Mine! My child, my daughter, the one I raised and I took care of every single day of her life.
I tried to be a father. But I had to battle so much just to make anything ever seem real.
Battle what? Being a father should be the only battle for you to fight for. Everything else should come after.
What thoughts? Where are they? You haven't once helped me, only ever chained me, controlled me.
How can you use such a word as control when you're not even sure who is in control?
Is that all you value then? Just one constant in your life? Explains why you've got so very little to fight for.
All I fight for is everything I ever needed. And I have to be the one to tell her how she will never see you again. Even when she tries so hard to believe in this little bit of love you have to offer. Just leave.
I hope you understand that if you don't witness all of this, so much will become a blur. And where it blurs is no place to be.
You didn't have to make him leave.
You know why I did. You know exactly why I had to make him go away.
Oh, can you just stop it? There you go again with these layers and layers of lies. You see, you always manage to assume, but you never delegate with me, and how's that fair?
Even when I get rid of him, I can still hear him in your voice.
I keep asking where you are, and you still have no answer for me. Just contain madness within you.
Where is the madness? Because I can't see it.
Yeah, well, you did well to capture his madness, own a strategy of making other people feel like shit.
You have no right to be shitty with me. He stays in your life, and your life gonna get worse.
No, and then you go assuming again.
I know so much more than you can ever know about him. Okay? You see a man who can be whatever you want him to be. Because everyone in your world can be whoever they want to be. But Angela, you are growing up now. And it's time for you to feel a little something of the real world.
There you go. Maybe that's the problem. Your real world that's filled with all these standards and rules and obligations. You know, it seems very dangerous to live in your real world.
You're never gonna grow up with an attitude like that.
I mean, you assume I want to grow up. Like you assume everything.
Look, I've been where you are sitting now, okay? And I know exactly where it can lead. And maybe, just maybe, like, perhaps there is like a chance that my past can give you better future.
Well, maybe. Just maybe. I don't want your future. Maybe I want to write my own story just for once.
Okay. Let's just see how you and the world, how long they can go up against each other.
A painter is mad. Alone as you are, but they find a way to embrace the madness into something beautiful. Theirs is powerfully unleashed and hard to find. Yours is just a stage show.
It's okay. It's not your fault. I understand your pain. Here you go.
Down there.
There's this memory from my childhood. One of the happier ones, by the bridge. I always noticed this beauty, high above, but never enough down below. I felt there needed to be some balance. That day I was writing endlessly, and it was in that moment I realized that words can only ever say so much. So, as the clouds hid the sky, I searched deep within myself to find my truest emotions and let them take over me. I began to dance, slowly, but then my body felt like it was telling something new, something pure, original. I let it take over me, and I was telling a story that words could never do. These are my shoes.
Those are the shoes where many stories came to light. When you were trying to fight that impending darkness.
You're still not being fully honest with me. Who are these people? Why do they keep appearing?
My dear friend, you see, honesty lays wait to those for pleasure. Can't see past it all.
There hasn't been a time I've wanted pleasure, but only to understand. understand who that woman is. These obviously mean the world to me. The stories they've experienced, the memories they hold. If I give you many memories, you can give me just one. Please. Look, I'm sorry for shouting and retaliating, but I need to know who she is. Why I feel like this.
You ever wondered why Alice went for Wonderland? It's because she was struggling. And no one ever knew it. Remember, you know you may suffer. There was a human reason for this.
I always told you I'd find a way to surprise you.
You sure did. The design's pretty, but you didn't even use any Debussy. It's like you don't even know me.
You know, you can't always commit to just one story. Because soon enough, that story will become you forever.
Yeah, but what did Debussy ever do wrong?
Nothing, but Ravel challenged his music, his art. Just because something is the same doesn't mean it has the same story, and that's all that matters.
They're your words. You should be the one to speak them.
They are, but that was so these old words can find a new voice. A voice belonging to the world of dreams.
On the darkest of days, you guided me. You showed me eternal love to keep going. You saw my heart and knew I was still there. So let them see your heart and know who you really are.
Listen, in all its purity, you will find something true. One understandable thing which no one else can see but you. You may fail to see the essence at first, but over time, this invisible truth will find its way to your inner voice. And once you capture it and understand it, say these words for all your eternity.
I love you, Mum. Mum.
Mum! Please, Mum! No.
And just like that, the birds sang the happiness away.
He gave it to me. And I destroyed it. All of it.
You are unraveling.
No. I was scared to hold on to her, any memory. I chose to forget it.
Did you ever try and talk about it?
The only person I ever had was her. So, no. I wouldn't even know how to talk.
Try it with yourself for once. Just tell a story.
When it happened, it was difficult to ever understand. The entire situation was only ever written down or I would tell my teddy bear. But even with persistent hope, the cancer got worse, to the point where it was too bad to cure. But I ignored it. In my world, she was going to live forever. The unstoppable force she was. My mum. She was always with me, which made it harder. Because even when someone is there in your mind, it's not truly them. Not how you remember them. Before I got that box, I was always trapped in my own walls. Walls I created to protect myself from losing the eyes of a child. But that box gave me something. Something that opened up the walls. I got to always have her with me. Day and night. Always cheering me on. Always caring. Singing away the dark nights. But then, that true darkness found its way back to me. Threw me in the maze, and ever since, I've struggled to find a way out. I lost myself, who I was. Everything became tangled, and I felt captured. Maybe ahead of me was a determined fate, beyond the loss and setbacks. There was a way for me to move on with this life, beyond the forests and waterfalls and the sea. If I found that courage, that path would open up for me. And I could leave this place and keep going.
Do you know what words you just spoke? Pure honesty. You searched, found the match, and struck it. You lit your own atonement.
Then why am I still here? I feel like I must have suffered and learnt enough by now.
The problem is, Angela, you're remembering these stories, but you never remember a story the same way previous time. Remember who you truly are and why you are.
The eye sees all, but the mind shows us what we want to see. Shakespeare sacrificed many words for those who can see through them. The noblest poem.
Somebody once told me that those who quote Shakespeare are as mad as him.
Without any madness, who exactly are we, little one?
You might be right. You might all be mad because I don't know who you are.
You really do like to paint the most perfect realities for yourself. You need to understand something. I'm not a stranger. I may seem like that now, but once you understand, that's when it can truly happen. She needs to know. Her tale needs to end. It was good to know you and all your stories.
Would you mind? Look at your eyes. Did you see that?
Your memory?
Did you see it or not?
I could only feel what you saw.
I could see her staring at me. She knew I was here. How could she see me?
Is there a story that you're forgetting?
She would always wear this dress. She would always tell me how one day she would march down to that beach, place she called her home, with me in her hand, and let the rushing water take over her. But she never got the chance.
You know, I've always thought of God as a man with daring ambition. He allowed the human body to have this rare gift of complex thinking, a way we can observe, understand, remember, allow us to talk to and in more than one voice. Something so beautiful, and he trusted humans with this gift. And there's the story of the first 7 days of work. Night and day, sky and the sea, land and vegetation, the sun, the moon and the stars, sea creatures and the birds, the animals and the humans. Then it was told that he rested on the 7th day, but he never really did. He merely disguised the complexity around the mind, hoping one day someone would deceive it.
What is there to deceive when complexity knows how to win?
That's the trick. You already know all of these answers, because you already know who you really are. That's all you've been searching for since you came here. It's time to find within you, to not see with the eyes, but to see with the mind.
Looks sure do deceive you, don't they? Your mind. Where is it, my dear? What are you thinking about?
You're not real, are you?
Little one, we are as real as the last person who remembers us.
But
I don't remember you.
And yet you hold my hand as I lay here, talking to you, talking to those eyes. They remind me of something, an old poem, one that talks about the new world. Elia was laughing. Hopefully, I said, how shall this beauty that we share, this love, remain aware? Beyond our happy breathing of the air, how shall it be fulfilled and perfected? If you were dead, how then should I be comforted? But Celia knew instead, he who takes comfort here shall find it there. A halo gathered around her hair. I looked and saw her wisdom bare, the living bosom of the countless dead. And there I laid my head. Now go. Follow the voice.
Do you finally understand, Angela?
These aren't my memories. That didn't happen. I saw what I wanted to see because something within me knew me better than I ever did. My inner voice created them. All this time you were helping me get here, to experience my life, understand what it is I needed and where I need to go. We often like to hide what we least want to hear. You were the voice all along, hiding, making me suffer. Suffering leads you to the best of places. You know that. Suffering lives in the house where your mother died. It was the hospital. No. She died peacefully, in her own bed. I died. You allowed yourself to hide your own death with your mother's, because a lie is simply a larger truth we can't accept. You composed a story to keep the eternal part of you alive, because death was never your real story, just a prologue for a new life. It's easy to trick the mind. After all, we are the masters of our own stories.
This is our palace.
You can't always commit to just one story, because soon enough that story will become you forever.
I tell him all my stories. Always listens. Never forgets. Knows me better than anyone.
That was so these old words can find a new voice. A voice belonging to the world of dreams.
Cold as the cold Decembers, past as the days that set, while only one remembers and all the rest forget. but one remembers yet. We're not ready to leave yet.
Did I ever give you a name?
You have heard it already once in your palace. I'm sure you'll hear it many more times.
What do you think, right there, is beyond that horizon?
Beauty? Infinite beauty. We all chase the longing horizon, starting one life and ending another. As we run towards what hides within it all. It's where you're going. Our lines might meet again where the horizon sets. That is until the view finds its daring perfection. And you've got a new story to write.